the news of the week with your anchorman, Dennis Miller.
I think it's always good when the floor manager's last words to the crowd are no applause at the beginning. Was that what I just heard? Okay. Thank you, guys. Get this on fast. I'm not a complete whore, but don't say no applause, all right? Jeez. Good evening, and what can I tell you? During his State of the Union address Tuesday night, President Bush was met with silence when he dared the assembly 3 times to pull his finger. Barbara Bush and Billy Graham indulged in a little juvenilia during the address. The fun-loving pair sat in the back and made fun of the people with weight problems. The Democratic presidential hopefuls appeared together in Washington, D.C. this week to deny allegations that they're all exactly alike. Tom Harkin was kissing a baby in New Hampshire this week. Meanwhile, in the Philippines, Imelda Marcos was caught trying to steal a baby. Oh, the pro-Imeldo faction. Oh. Recovering from prostate cancer, too. Prostate. Hey, no laughing either. Didn't you coach them? Senator Robert Dole announced he will run for a 5th term this year. Here, Dole demonstrates to the press corps how doctors diagnosed his problem. This is the national pastime of Japan. They think we have problems. Albania is having its first beauty contest in the city of Tirana. Since none of the women have ever been in a pageant before, many of them came across as genuine, and some were even nice to each other. James Baker's trip to Russia was a success. The only problem was the defense minister, Shapashinov, who followed Baker for 3 days, repeating the phrase, "I'm your kitty, I'm your kitty." Shapashinov, yeah, right. After disappearing for 2 days, Boris Yeltsin surfaced this week at a meeting of Russian officers. Yeltsin received a round of applause at the meeting when he stood and said, "Hello, my name is Boris, and I'm an alcoholic." The food lines in Russia were a little shorter this week. A spokesman said that the lines are now just about even with the U.S. unemployment lines. And world leaders met this week in Moscow to discuss water sharing and combating world hunger. In a symbolic effort, the leaders met around the proposed site of the world's largest salad bar. Meanwhile, on the home front, a group of Native Americans protested at the Super Bowl, decrying the stereotypical ways in which Indians are viewed. It didn't help their cause any when, after a half hour of chanting outside the Metrodome, it began to rain. Come on, Rushdie, you can't fool us. The musical Guys and Dolls will be revived on Broadway. However, the new version will be politically correct and be called Loathsome Oppressors and Women of Vision and Strength. Mike Tyson could face up to 63 years in prison if he is convicted of rape charges. On the bright side, when he comes out, he could still probably get a match with George Foreman. And Springsteen's coming out with 2 albums at once. One is going to be exclusively about cars, and the other is going to be exclusively about crummy dead-end jobs. If you elect me as your president, I'll help you incarcerate your gay son. And here's a man getting ready for a Pat Buchanan rally. All he has left to paint are the letters O and T. And guess what, folks? That's the news, and I am out of here.
From Los Angeles, live on tape, it's the Dennis Miller Show. Tonight, Dana Carvey, Laura Dern, Dick Cavett, Andy Summers, and the Soporifics. This portion of the Dennis Miller Show is brought to you by the Michelob family of beers, because some days are better than others.
Summers. Andy Summers and the Soporifics. Well, I've solved the applause problem. I'll just keep the damn switch here with me. And whenever I want to applaud... Yeah. It's my every TV fantasy. I love it. All right. I don't want to abuse the privilege. You know, all week long we've been celebrating the arrival of National Snack Month, which starts on February 1st. Today's spotlight snack, we've saved the best for last. It's honey-baked ham on a stick. Yum, 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 yum. Give me some. We've got the regular size or the big size. Yummy. Wow. Huh? Whoa. There's a honeymoon feeling. Okay. Yeah. All right. I got to tidy up here with my chamois. I get all that ham glaze off. You just wring it out. Amazing discoveries. Well, it's always fun to check out what the rich and powerful are doing, so let's peruse a page from Vice President Dan Quayle's daily Filofax. Okay, here we go at 8 o'clock. Wake up, thank lucky stars. 9 o'clock, buy new book. 10 o'clock, color new book. 12:05, wage quiet but ruthless campaign to remain on the presidential ticket. 12:15, wage quiet but ruthless campaign to have sex with Marilyn. 12:25, golf. 6:25, make speech. 6:26, make gaffe. 8 o'clock, frighten everyone at local bar by saying, guess who just died? It's Dan Quayle's Filofax, folks. Beautiful. Thank you. Well, this is a thrill for me. Worked with this guy for 5 years at Saturday Night Live. Brilliant performer, and Jesus, this guy, who's funnier? Dana Carvey, folks. Beautiful.
You've got a big spread here.
I know. That's the Ponderosa. Wow. There's Hop Sing over there.
There's little Joe with his little... Oh, sorry. Okay.
Beautiful.
Sorry, we shouldn't start that right away. Should we?
Yeah, do a little...
Little Dennis? Okay, this is... if Dennis gets really big off this talk show, I'm going to tour as Dennis in a one-man show. Kind of like Will Rogers. I'll come out on stage with the rope. I never met a pinhead I didn't like.
Good, man.
That was brilliant. I was going to die for that if you hadn't.
This is the key to life, baby, right there. Right.
Do we dare?
At least we're right out in the open with it, man. I don't get anybody doing it behind the scenes. They
so
know when I'm
beautiful.
shilling for it.
I've got one in my pants right now, so...
Hey, now you must have went nuts when Bush vomited. That's such a perfect thing for you, isn't it?
Well, because I do George Bush on the show, when he threw up, I turned to my wife and said, honey, I'm going to be blowing chunks this week. I put 2 and 2 together, and I knew I'd spew. So I did it. I heard George Bush saw it, and from a mutual friend, and George Bush looked at the tape.
Wait, what is this?
Oh, some guy named Vicucchio works at the newsstand. No, just a friend of a friend. Someone at the Saturday Night Live said they knew someone who had dinner with Bush.
Uh-huh.
And Bush said, well, I saw Dana on the doing that throw-up thing there. Almost busted a gut.
So when,
we have to wait.
that was natural.
No,
I didn't even...
So he liked it.
Yeah.
You know, that was pretty cool.
Now, when you went to... You told me that surreal story. You're in D.C. and you get a call at the hotel.
Yeah.
This is like the world's hippest president. He calls people just to... You know he does it to blow your mind,
Hi,
too.
Dana. Love to have you come by. Yeah, I went to the Oval Office with him, yeah.
And didn't he have you yanking his receptionist or something? We was...
Said, tell my receptionist, what do you think her boss sounds like? I said, wouldn't be prudent. He said, wouldn't be prudent. Said, not gonna do it. Said, not gonna do it. Then, you know, we blew chunks.
Beautiful. Now, Wayne's World.
Wayne's World.
Used to be the president, man. You were... Wait.
He didn't touch
No,
it.
I didn't even touch
Legit.
it. It's Garth's
Two.
World. It's Garth's World.
Hey,
Teasing, Mike. Sit down. We're just teasing, okay?
No, it's Wayne's
the
World.
movie coming out.
Valentine's Day, February 14th. I play Garth, who's sort of a dysfunctional character, has a very hurt inner child, needs healing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of does this sort of thing. If he sees a girl who's attractive, he goes, she's a babe. She reminds me of when we used to climb the rope in gym class. It's a guy's joke.
Yeah. I stayed after to climb that rope. We've got a...
Do you want to do the clip now?
We've got a little clip. Do you want to... Now, who can set the clip up for me? I'm not good at this yet.
This is Johnny Carson. Now, for those of you who don't know what a clip is, we take a little piece of the movie, and we sort of take it out, just sort of on loan, bring it to the studio. We're going to show it in the monitors, and you can watch it, and you'll have things go into your mind. You'll see images in your brain, and it's a little weird, it's a little wild, and...
You are correct, sir.
It's uncanny. No, this is Wayne and Garth at their hangout, and they're hanging out on top of their car.
Look at us together here, man, like Parker Stevenson and Sean Cassidy.
I just want to lean in.
Did you get the license plate? Okay,
We are.
let's watch this clip. Wayne's
Okay,
World.
They're hanging out and they're talking about life and babes.
Okay.
Okay, go.
Thinking about Cassandra. She's a fox. In France, she would be called La Renard, and she would be hunted with only her cunning to protect her.
She's a babe.
She's a robo-babe. In Latin, she would be called Babia Majora.
If she were a president, she'd be Abraham Lincoln. Did you ever find Bugs Bunny attractive when he'd put on a dress and play a girl bunny?
No. No.
Neither did I. I was just asking.
Wayne's World, yeah! We'll be right back. Dana Carvey, right back after this, folks. We're back. Carvey, Miller. Now, give me a little bio, man. You know, I can't really flesh out the whole Garth character. Give me a little
A lot of
background.
actors work inside out. I work left to right, which is very difficult to do. I don't suggest you attempt it without a net. And, thank you. No, Garth basically came from my brother Brad. You see me do that character.
Yeah, the computer nerd.
My brother Brad is a computer genius kid, and he was fixing the dryer as a kid, and we were always blown away. Brad, you're 5 years old, and you fix the dryer with a butter knife. We're blown away, man. And Brad would hold his mouth like Garth and go, yeah, I fixed the dryer. It'll never break down again. So that's where Garth came from, and then I fused it. It's kind of a MacGyver, stoner dude character. Symbiotic thing. It is. In the movie, you'll see. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll hurl. So we want the bulimic audience for this one.
I talked to your brother. Remember when I bought the portable phone and I called you? I said, I don't know how the hell this works. And 10 minutes later, I got a call from him. I thought it was you yanking me.
Yeah.
And he started explaining the phone to me, and pretty soon he had me hitting buttons. I destroyed Russia.
That's why they split up. No, he master of the understatement. Yeah, I fixed Dennis's phone in 10 seconds. It'll never break down again.
How's your little boy, man? Dex.
Dex, D.
I love that name. Isn't that a jazz name? Dex Carvey Trio.
Daddy, I can't dance. He's so cute that you cannot stop talking like that. Do you find yourself turning into an idiot?
Yeah.
He's so cute. He's just a little guy.
I know, and they give you that look like you're the center of the universe, and you think, God, I'm really making a dent on this guy. And then he like looks at the fridge with the same look, you know.
Oh, I get that look. Do you get? I mean, say if you're me, he's playing, he'll turn up and it'll just go, goo! And then the rest of the day you feel terrible because people are going, hi, how you doing? And you're used to that incredible, goo. So it's a letdown, it really is.
Now, how's the show, man? I missed the show. How's the bunker back
We've
there?
got 27 cast members.
I know, it's like Godspell at the beginning now, man.
It's like...
I watched the introductions.
It is like a joke. It goes on and on. Don Pardo has oxygen. He has those little paddles. Breathe, Don, breathe.
John.
What? You said to sit on your lap.
We were gonna. We had a big dramatic build-up to this.
We were
where
gonna
I was
do
gonna
a
ask Dana to do
catchphrase
church bitch a little, and then
Just
we were
gonna
gonna
lay
say,
down
I
a
guess
little.
no other catchphrase really measured up to that. But your impeccable sense of timing, you turn around, you're Stepford wiving out from the curtain on me. What happened with that, man?
Because he said wait for the right time, but the guy goes, I don't know if there's a cue. I'm sorry.
Is this the same guy that told him not to applaud? For God's sake! I got a mole in my camp here.
That guy's history.
Back. You know, nobody in
It's a
this
new
country
show.
could do me until you do me, and now I have, like, you know, embryos
I
come
do
up
you
to
at
me and they know how to
different
do
ages.
it.
I do you. My favorite is you as a 90-year-old man on a bench. What are you looking at? I'm old, okay, Quasimodo?
Yeah, well, as if it,
All I can do is you. It's your show.
like at age 90, I'll have hair to do that with, huh? It'll be like, oh. Now, you know, it's not often I get two members. What are you doing?
John, what are you taking a nap?
All of a sudden, you're an enigma over there. Get in the game. Join with us. Come on.
Catchphrases in the round.
Sing
Who's
Kumbaya.
that special?
Yeah, that's the ticket.
Yeah, I want to pump you up.
Get to know me.
Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture.
Acting.
Uh-oh.
Party on, dude.
Oh, he's got that fourth trump card, baby.
You don't have to yell.
Oh, love it. I forgot about what was that, Mr. Disgusting or what?
Annoying Man.
Annoying Man. Okay. I had a big.
A brilliant character. So, Dennis, how are you?
I'm
Nice
good,
to see you have your own
Johnny.
show.
Now, what are you doing now?
You guys are so good together.
I'm not doing a thing. I need
This just
exposure.
feels too weird, man.
Well, you know, you
I'm
got.
doing this.
I'll say one thing for you. Guys leave the show. They're making a lot of bread. You got some nice threads on you, too.
What, this is the gap?
Jesus, God.
What?
I feel like
shop
I'm
at
at a
the Gap.
jammy party here or something.
Come on,
huh?
it's soft, it's cottony, it works. This is a Gap T-shirt.
Work it, work
I
it.
want to do that little poster thing, holding the baby, you know. No,
Soft, sensitive.
yeah, I can't wear a tie. I've got a 13-inch neck. I look like an 8th grader going to Sunday school. I mean, come on, man. I look like a fetus with shoes.
Throw me a little crowd pose.
Little
I
crowd,
miss
little
Hans and Franz. Yeah, there we go. These guys.
Yeah, you know, you better watch Dennis Miller's show. Look out, Arsenio. Here comes Dennis.
Okay. Now, Johnny, you're working on something for
Johnny,
Fox,
I
aren't
did
you?
not
Or
know
you might
that.
do something for Fox? What's
Yeah,
the deal?
Yeah, I might do my own show and I did a movie League of Their Own and a movie Mom and Dad Saved the World that Terry Garr and Jeff Jones and it might come out in the summer. But I don't know if it's ever coming out. Well, that's coming out, but I don't know when. We
John,
made it
you
over a
always
year ago.
have a place at my house. You can always hang out there.
Yeah, and drive you.
You got a nice new addition over it. Tell them about the sound room, man. This is Carvey's like a closet ginger baker, so you built this little palace for yourself.
Yeah, a little soundproof room, you know, and sort of, it's got big speakers, 3,000 watts per channel. So
it's like a cyclotron, man. You just go in and scramble your brain.
It's like your chest is vibrating, your ears are bleeding. It's really cool. Excellent.
You get a little tingling in your bulbous naughty part?
Yeah, I get a little ting. Isn't that weird? I go on Saturday Night Live with the church lady, and the censor goes, "You can't say penis." Okay. Well, can I say naughty, bulbous, tingly area? Sure, yeah. To me,
Well,
like,
that's
we love that.
That's because all censors are naughty, bulbous, tingling areas.
Engorged was the one that got me. An engorged, tingly, bulbous area. Walk down the lane.
Love, Ben, you with us over there?
Love.
You come out to
you
do the
guys in the
cameo,
show.
I look over, you're away on a dream somewhere. What are you doing?
John, come
I
on.
wanted to
That's a
watch you on the
TV.
show.
It's a TV. Get a job, you can buy one and watch. Oh! Oh!
Oh, man. Wow. Ouch. Do Dennis.
I'm so rich, I don't need a comeback.
You're beautiful. Get to know me.
Get to know
Get
me.
to know me.
Hey, I miss you
we
boys, man. I love both of you, and I miss you a lot. It's
We'll
good
be
to
hanging
see
out
you,
back.
too.
We don't have a lot going.
I'll be
so-
back. We'll fry some weenies. I got the
Okay.
ham right here.
Okay.
Dana Carvey, John Lovitz. Two of the best, folks. We'll be right back after this.
This portion of the Dennis Miller Show is brought to you by New Ultra Dash. Cleans a mess for less.
Thank you. I'm too sexy for my talk show. It's a song. It's a song. I didn't mean it. I don't want anybody to write me a letter about how narcissistic I am. You know, it's a song. My next guest has distinguished herself in some of the best movies in recent years. You know her from Blue Velvet, Wild at Heart. Ooh, she was wild at heart. And most recently, Rambling Rose. Please welcome Laura Dern, folks. And you look so good at it. I got the little...
He gives you your own robe.
Well, I think there are other shows that do that, but I wear it home for you.
What is this little item? Like a
It's
washcloth?
yarmulke.
When do you wear this one?
There you go.
Very attractive.
I don't know. It's some sort of little dainty face cloth. You know, take the upper layer off each night, kids, and then you get that kicky glow about you. Hey, I had your mammy on last week. She was clean. She had that glow about her. All those people who live out in Sedonia, I'm convinced
That's right.
there's some
The
magic in the
vortex
water out
energy,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, but she looked so happy and
Oh, well, that's great.
figured out.
She
must have been a
is.
good mom, huh?
Yeah, she is. She's pretty figured out. I feel lucky that usually people think, you know, you've had this insane upbringing if you're raised by parents who are actors, but they try to figure out their stuff. You know, that's like what they do for a living.
Right.
So you're allowed to like tell the truth and talk about your problems.
Yeah,
and
I would
stuff as
imagine
you're
it's an
growing up.
open forum
Yeah,
as
it's
opposed to
pretty
some little kids that's so closed-minded with them. Don't tell them about this, don't tell them about that. But parents who are in the acting field, they're experiencers, aren't they?
To say the least.
And your dad, your dad's such a brilliant, your mom too, but your dad, Bruce Dern, I think is one of our most brilliant actors. Yeah, you can get... And so intense. I mean, when he played in Black Sunday, when he played the psycho and he was taken off with that woman they knew they were both going to die.
Yeah.
It was so brilliant how sad he was and yet maniacal he was. In the same moment, you know, you thought, Jesus, that's amazing to convey that.
It's terrifying, too, to say the least.
Yeah, you got to bring your dates home to him. That must have been intense, huh?
Dad, it's pretty scary.
Yeah.
But he's great. You know,
What?
this is like
Tell
very
me.
much like, you know when Lucy and Ricky Ricardo moved to the country? Little Ricky? This furniture reminds me so much of their furniture. I just want to share that with you. I couldn't get it out of my mind.
Actually, under this wig, I'm William Frawley. And Laura, you can't stay at the club. You must go home. No, that's my Cuban. Am I lame? I was actually doing Ricky Ricardo there. Is that the saddest ass impression
Ricky
you've ever
Ricardo combo.
You know, I always love is Ricky Ricardo was the hippest band leader at the world's hottest nightclub, New York City, biggest city in the world. His best friend was an 800-year-old janitor. What was the hookup there? It was like Jagger hanging out with Howard Sprague or something. I know,
Lucy always knew the stars. He never knew any of them. She had to work so hard to meet them.
Lucy. Now, what's Ramblin' Rose? Great film, man. You must be excited about the response it's received.
Yeah,
huh?
we're really excited. It's so rare you get an opportunity to do a movie, that you fall in love with and characters that you love. So we were really lucky. And to work with my mom and Martha Coolidge, who directed it, who's a very good friend, and all the actors, Robert Duvall, Lucas Haas, they were so wonderful.
You and Lucas had a little coming-of-age thing there, didn't you?
Yes, we did. I think
Was
I
that
had more of a
difficult?
coming-of-age thing than Lucas.
Oh, Lucas
he
was prepared?
taught me a few things about life and the heart, to say the least. But he's extraordinary. I mean, he's one of the best actors I've ever worked with, and he's 15 years old.
Yeah.
And we had a scene, as you know, where we were in bed together, and he at the time was 14, and I was playing a 20-year-old girl, and it's intense.
And how many days did it take to shoot?
We did it over a 4-day period, and actually we shot it
4
around...
4 days?
Yeah.
Kids, kids have such staying power at 14. Let's look at this clip from Rambling Rose, folks. This is a clip.
Well, it's kind of hard to think right now.
You really shouldn't act like that.
Oh, I know. But I didn't really. There was only one. But he's out of town and didn't leave me no forwarding address.
No forwarding address? No forwarding address. Hold the phone. Now, in the shock of her brilliant move, I forgot something. Rose will lie like a child. Now, she's no more pregnant than I am.
I am.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. You always seem to, even at a young age, and I know a lot of actors don't have this luxury, but you seem to pick things that really interest you. I don't think you prescribe to that one for me, one for the money theory, do you?
Well, I mean, I'm trying hard to sort of pick and choose, and I think luck has a lot to do with it, too. At the time that you can work or get a great script that, that it's wonderful people working on it, and I feel really lucky. I've worked with the greatest directors and beautiful characters and stuff, so I think it is a lot of luck, too.
Yeah.
And also parents who sort of helped guide me to do the right things and try to have integrity.
Now, in addition to some of the best directors, you've certainly come to be affiliated with, shall we say, one of the more idiosyncratic auteurs we have, David Lynch. And there are moments I'm like amazingly blown away by his work, and other moments I find it repellent. I guess that's what art is, I mean, it gets a reaction out of me one way or the other. Some of it I go, Jesus. But what is he God, I feel like a gossip column. What's David Lynch really like?
But he's great. It's so amazing because so many people said, growing up in Hollywood, you must have had such an eccentric childhood, parents, actors, going around in limos all the time. I mean, don't you wish you had a normal childhood? And I was told that I was going to meet this wonderful man who was going to direct this film, Blue Velvet, and he was from the the Northwest and Middle America, good family upbringing, and he was from the normal Americana, right? And I met David Lynch.
Yeah.
So I thought, man, I don't know.
It's like
I don't know about this.
Grant Wood painting on psilocybin or something, I guess. Now tell me about the chicken kit. This is the most bizarre concept I've ever heard.
I opened his freezer and I found several various animals frozen in his freezer, and he takes an animal and he makes a kit of it. He takes the animal apart. This is so sick. But he takes the animal apart and he photographs it and he tells you how to make a chicken or how to make a fish. And then gives you a bag of feathers and clothes to, stick on to the animal.
Come on,
That's
folks,
David
they're
Lynch,
chickens.
guys.
They don't live forever, all right? Occasionally a chicken might crow. Well, it's Dave's thing, not Laura's. Don't lean on her.
I just worked with the
She
man.
just opened the fridge looking for a yoo-hoo, and let's not jump on her. Well, I don't know. That seems like it would go hand in hand with what he does. That doesn't surprise
Yeah, no,
me.
it does. He's always going for the bizarre.
Yeah.
But he's brilliant. He's wonderful to work with.
Hey, it's nice to meet you. I think you're a charmer, and I'm glad to have you here. Thank you. We'll be right back after this. Look at there, folks. We are back. It's like 8,000 degrees in here, isn't it? Huh? I feel like Cliff Robertson at the end of Charlie. You just got those flowers for Algernon, college crowd. My next guest has been the host of his own highly acclaimed talk show since 1968, and along the way has garnered 3 Emmy Awards. Let's welcome the star of CNBC's Dick Cavett Show, Dick Cavett. You know, seeing you moonwalk brings to mind my favorite Cavett caveat of all time.
Oh, yeah?
When you were hosting the Emmys, and you chilled the Apollo, what was it, when they went to the moon the first time?
Oh,
it was my favorite moment.
Oh.
Cavett, beautiful. He's emceeing the Emmys. Do you know the story?
Yes,
I don't want to
do now.
embarrass
I think,
you.
in fact, you reminded me of earlier this year. Yeah, I was there with the first man on the moon, and he was reading the cue card, and when he blew the 3rd word, I said, they don't require reading in the space program.
But you have to remember, this guy just came back from the moon, and like America was completely in love with him. And I was home in bed watching. I said, God, I can't believe he just took a shot at Neil Armstrong. I thought that took
I did it for
chutzpah.
you. You would have thought that I had done something unspeakable on the flag from the mail I got from that. Yeah. Do you save your hate mail?
Well, you know, I've only been on a week, so I only have 10,000 pieces of it. I don't like to save the first 10,000, but...
My first show, I did something that offended somebody, and a letter poured in from all over. And it was the Goodbye Forever, Mr. Cavett. I have always enjoyed your show. I had only been on one day. And I love the Goodbye Forever people, you know. And I am so bloody sick of political correctness that I don't know what to do. I would like to...
Yeah. It's ripe out there, isn't it? I mean, you go onto college campuses now, it's like a minefield for a comedian.
I know, I would like to insult every race I can think of right now. Every minority group, every little group of downtrodden people. I am just sick of it. I got a note, what was it? Have you gotten yet a... oh, you're doing a hell of a job, by the way.
Beautiful, Dick.
You have a tendency, you have a slight, you have...
You can see them all jumping on board. What?
Yeah.
Is that a bobsled team?
Well, let's hear from the rest of you. You don't move.
I have a tendency to what? I need your knowledge. What am I doing wrong here?
Some input?
Yeah, give me a little, well...
So, I heard that someone rapped you for your proclivity toward sesquipedalianism in one of the columns. I don't know why they should do this. Was it the Star? Something did.
No, the Star had me kidnapped by Elvis, Bill Clinton, and a UFO. And...
what was I going to tell you about hate mail? Oh, yeah, the Goodbye for... There's the For You See letter. You'll get one of those.
They preface everything.
Yeah, the first 2 paragraphs are, I love your show, Mr. Miller, and so on and so on. The other night, in the show, you were talking to your friend Dana Carvey, and you used the phrase basket case. I will never watch your show again. For you see, Mr. Miller, I have no arms and legs, and so on and so on.
It's so infrequently you get the letter.
Well, I had a... Now you're doing it.
No. For You See.
I used to have a box of For You See letters, and I was talking about this to a well-known comic, Mr. Melvin Brooks. Do you remember the flatulence scene in Blazing Saddles?
Sure.
He said, I know what you mean. He said, I have one I saved. You made fun of people with uncontrolled flatulence, Mr. Brooks, and I've always enjoyed you. But I will never see you again. I'm going to try to get all your movies banned from theater. For you see, Mr. Brooks, my daughter and I have had uncontrolled passing of gas. You just set us back 20 years in our psychoanalysis. And so.
Well, it just goes to show, Dick, you can't please every old fart that's sitting there. You know, you gotta take shots.
So I say,
thank you.
You know, I mean, I figure you have every right to be offended, but so what? Don't go with your daughter and inflate the Hindenburg. Do something. Get me out of this.
And, you know, when I was young, and not that young, but when I was halfway through my life, I used to watch your show all the time, and I thought boy, it was unlike any other talk show I'd seen when you would do 90 minutes with somebody who wouldn't do talk shows otherwise, like Hepburn or the Brando shows. I thought they were amazing.
I know, I got everybody they told me I'd never get, except for a couple. And they got jaded, you know, it's because although there was still someone I hadn't met, John Wayne, and then there was still someone I hadn't met, and that was the great Toshiro Mifune from all the great Kurosawa films.
Mm-hmm.
But are you saying you were a tiny little stripling watching me when I...
No, I was like, it was, early 20s, I guess, stuff like that.
But I don't know why you would want to do this. It will rob you of your youth and your beauty.
I know, but...
when I started, I was a tall, red-headed man.
I'm doing it in the faint hope that someday I'll meet John Wayne. I don't know that that's going to happen. We're going to take a break. We're going to be right back. We got a clip, a weird...
Can I stay? Oh, I know what you've got.
Yeah, you have to stay. Yeah. You're finishing it with me. Don't go anywhere. Right back with Dick Cavett after this one.
If you're going to be in Los Angeles and would like to attend a taping of the Dennis Miller Show, please drop us a note. Care of the Dennis Miller Show, Post Office Box 8160, Universal City, California 91608, or call us at 818-506-0043.
We're back. Mr. Dick Cavett. Welcome back. Now let's get in. Let's watch the clip right away because I want to see this stuff.
I used to love anything about it before we begin.
Do we know? Do you know?
Finger bowls. Finger bowls. Things you dip your fingers in after you've gotten them filthy from eating. Am I on the right track? Am I warm?
Why don't you look at your question sheet and ask a question? Hey, can I talk to the audience for
Why don't you fold it 5 ways and put it where the moon don't shine?
Cavett, on your word of honor, did you just make that up, or have you had it canned for years and were you waiting for the best moment to use it?
I have to tell you a quote from Tolstoy.
He's so cantankerous. For a second there, the body English looked like he might be ready to go, huh?
He looked like, yeah. I mean, he was, well, he's always using fight metaphors.
Yes.
Let me just say for the record that I'm wild about Norman Mailer. I just think he's great.
Yeah, he's great.
And I'm not just saying that because he's backstage. But I don't know why I said that. I'm not aware of ever having heard that phrase before. What preceded it was, at one point I said, if you punch a lady here or something, because the great Janet Flanner was sitting there, and he said, Cavett, you know that I'm the gentlest of the people here, and I wouldn't hit any of you because you're all smaller than I am. And I had said, in what ways smaller? And he said, intellectually smaller. And then I had said, well, perhaps you'd like 2 more chairs to contain your giant intellect. Well, that's when he said this thing about if you'll take finger bowls. To this day, I don't know what it meant. But I don't know whether that phrase about where the moon don't shine, is it tribal wisdom from Nebraska? I don't know what it comes from.
You were speaking in tongues at that point.
But I was in Germany on the Westdeutsche Fernsehen, and they had this clip, and they said, I did the show in German. I had studied German in college with a course really designed for spies and people. And 9 times a week, Germans crammed German into my ears, whether I wanted it or not. Mm-hmm. And I learned the language. So I'm in Germany doing this show, and they said, Vielleicht können Sie das übersetzen. Would you please explain this line you said to Mr. Mailer? And It sounds much, much better in German. Falten Sie es 5-mal und stecken Sie es dabei, wo der Mond nicht scheint. Yeah?
You know, I love you in German sounds like fold it 5 ways and put it where the sun doesn't shine. It just has that language has no subtlety to it.
I guess every comic will steal that now.
But
I don't know.
He really fancies himself as a bit of a
Alistair.
Papa Hemingway, doesn't he, though?
Yeah, in fact, he talked about it later show. He said, you know, Vidal really flattened him a number of times. Norman's gift for humor is not a rich endowment.
Mm-hmm.
And but he loves humor, and Vidal is a genuine genius wit. Speaking of luck, I have a special with him on Friday night. I think it was on tonight, presumably, supposedly on PBS, preempted by the Democratic debate, which must have been surely amusing. Norman, he's a great piece of work, you know.
Can you imagine anybody bred more perfectly than Gore Vidal to get under the skin of somebody like Norman Mailer? I mean, they just seem two brilliant men, but
they're sort of opposite sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
They see each other, I think, as just, you know, two old whores who work opposite sides of the street, and you know, and they
Vidal, of course, being the better looking whore.
Well, no, actually, I think I filched that. Gore said, when I ran into Norman, you know, we sort of wink at each other, and he says, "Still at it, Norm? Yeah, still working the street." But that was. Don't you like it when the ice gets thin on a talk show? I mean, when it gets dangerous, the thought that somebody might punch somebody.
Yeah. You were with Brando the night he cranked Galella out in the village, weren't you?
Yeah, you know, I in my first book, Cavett, Harkett Brace Jovanovich, 895, now out of print. I couldn't really talk about that because it was still pending, but...
And you know what? I hate to do this. You can't really talk about it now. Because
I've run over. It's great.
It's for the next time.
We're walking down the street, see, in Chinatown.
We gotta go. Pretend you're listening.
What? But I...
Commercial. Bye.
This portion of the Dennis Miller Show is brought to you by Crisco, because you're cooking for your family.
Thank you. The chair defers 8 seconds of its time to Mr. Cavett.
Did you know that if you rearrange the letters of Spiro Agnew, it spells grow a penis?
I'd like to thank my guests, Dana Carvey, Laura Dern, and Dick Cavett. Good night, teenagers.